What's going on, people? How you doing? TK coming at you to the limited audience that I can reach and the few people that watch my YouTube channel, Master Wealth Builders. I just want to talk to you guys today about the primary problem in fiat currency, which is limited access and engineered scarcity. Now, I've mentioned this more than once on a post, and basically, people don't think about the fact that if you live in a Western world, you have more access to banking than someone who lives in a third world country. Think about the access that you have to funds, and then think about the access that everyone else doesn't have. And that's the primary problem, given the fact that money is the medium that we use to exchange for goods and services. So your quality of life is equated to how much money you can exchange. But if you don't have access and you live in a world where 1% controls or dominates the market, then that's where engineered scarcity comes in. So what's the solution? Why is it that people don't look at alternative mediums and purchase power as a exit strategy to the devaluation and the de-dollarization that's happening globally? I mean, everyone typically has their head in the sand, acts like the dollar is not losing purchasing power, that $100 today will be equal to the same thing a year from now, when that's just not true. The truth is that your purchase power goes down every single day. Inflation goes up no matter where you live in the world, and the amount of money it takes for you to sustain your quality of life increases in spite of the fact that your salary, your income doesn't increase. So what strategies do you have in place to hedge against inflation? What are you actually doing to create money outside of your job? How much of your job income or job money actually is employed working for you to generate assets that appreciate? I mean, how is that not the strategy that people not only refuse to accept, but they're not even open-minded to consider? If you spend money on things that make money and you actually employ your income so that you're purchasing assets and having those assets accumulate in value over time, then the consistency in purchasing those assets will be an exit strategy to devaluing dollar. It will also increase your purchasing power by switching from fiat to other mediums that have a stronger ability to buy what you want. So think about the ability for you to use something stronger than the dollar in order to acquire the things that you want to acquire or maintain your standard of living. That's all we're talking about here. We're talking about an exit strategy to paper. And a lot of people feel like, well, there's no reason to leave paper. Paper is the only medium that I know to exchange for goods and services. And why should I convert paper to other mediums or other purchasing items? When you talk about gold, silver, and Bitcoin, you're talking about an alternative economic system that you can use as a means to hedge and leverage against devaluing dollars and against inflation. But that's not a strategy that people implement. I have an income in Bitcoin, so my concern is not with the fluctuating volatility within the market. No, my concern is a high Bitcoin means a higher daily pay, and a low Bitcoin means a lower daily pay. And at the rate Bitcoin has been declining, my daily pay has switched to every other day pay, but I'm still paid. So think about other mediums of exchange as a way to create additional purchasing power within your household. Think about it as you accumulating assets within a personal bank, the bank of you that you own, manage, and control, and you're able to then leverage and create success in spite of a declining economy. Think about an implementation strategy where you convert out of something devaluing and switch it over to something increasing in value, something accumulating the longer you hold it. That's why I encourage people to switch to gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and consistently switch whenever they have spendable income in paper. The longer you hold paper, the longer you lose. You're not going to fare well by remaining on the Titanic. Even though the music is going to play until the very end, you are not going to fare very well by not hopping in a lifeboat. So the encouragement here is to develop a personal implementation strategy where you have a lifeboat, where you have additional money coming into your household outside of a job, and you're developing a bank, a personal bank that's owned, managed, and controlled by you. That's the lure and the benefits of participating in cryptocurrency in terms of open, public source, transparent coins. Stay away from private coins, but when you talk about open public blockchains, you actually own the asset or own the investment and can manage it yourself without going through a third party. So you minimize third party counter risk. You're actually in control of those said assets. And then all you have to do is build your bank. Constantly convert paper from one medium to another medium. It's still a form of exchange. You're just elevating to a higher purchase power. You're utilizing what's available to you within this market. Before 2008, we only had gold and silver. After the 2008 debacle, now we have cryptocurrency. So use it as a tool to strengthen your personal economy. Grow your bank, the bank of you. Learn how to leverage and hedge. Learn how to compound your asset returns so that not only do they multiply, they get a full-time job working harder for you than you had to work in order to get them. This is what I'm doing for myself. So whether or not you choose to implement these strategies has nothing to do with my life. I only share because I'm tired of people complaining and talking about lack. You have to stop talking and start implementing actions that produce results. And it's only when you do that you're gonna see change. I'm on a 12-month commitment to compounding, which is the fourth wonder of the world. So when I popped my head out of the trench in 2018, January 2019, I'm going to just show my results of 12 months of compounding asset returns to create scale and show you that my income has increased based on my commitment to making assets work for me. And that's the only thing I can do, is show you my results, talk about what I've done and what I'm doing, and encourage you guys to do the same damn thing in duplication. Now that's the hardest thing you can teach, is to have somebody make a choice today that creates a better financial future tomorrow. That's the hardest thing to teach, because the mindset and your belief system is what creates your actions. And most people have been conditioned lazy and brainwashed and programmed to be financial debtors, to be slaves. So the future of finance in the 21st century is servitude to the debts that you create and the negative liabilities that you constantly add to your income or to your household. So the only thing I can say is that you have to change your mindset. You have to switch over to a mindset of abundance where, one, you believe it's possible. Two, you implement actions to create change. And three, you be consistent with that dollar cost averaging and converting. If you don't commit to that, then you're on the Titanic and you know where you're headed.